Just over an hour south is Sheffield, and that's where we're headed next.
Imagine what life must have been like a century or so ago working in the steelworks of Sheffield.
Well, a pretty filthy, messy, hot, dangerous, thankless task, really.
Sheffield steel, synonymous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With the industrial heartland of Britain.
I don't think we could really leave here without taking a look at a place called the Portland Works. It's where they first invented stainless steel cutlery, and they're still having a go at it.
Sheffield had been renowned for making cutlery since the 16th century, but it was the brainwave of one man that put the city on the map forever. In the early 1900s, Harry Brearley invented what soon became known as stainless steel. It outshone any other material and was soon in demand the world over.
Built in 1879, Portland Works was the first to produce it. One of the last remaining purpose-built works of its kind in Sheffield, it's still home to many skilled craftsmen. However, the building is dilapidated, and whilst there are plans to redevelop it, without them, its future is uncertain.
Today we've come to meet Stuart Mitchell, the man leading the campaign to keep Portland Works open.
Hello, Stuart, I'm Jules.
It's nice to meet you, Jules.
Nice to see you, how are you?
Nice to see you. Well, thank you.
How are you?
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, and you too, yeah.
There's a real sense of history about it.
Exactly right, yeah. He sort of studied since sort of late 1870s.
But I gather that, you know, the whole thing is under some sort of threat.
It is, and has been for a while now, yes. About sort of 3 years ago, our sort of current landlord, he forwarded an application to convert us to apartments. Because just recently, in the last 3 or 4 months, the planning office has suggested to the planning board that they reject the application. So immediately the landlord withdrew it.
OK.
But what then that sort of made us realise then is good news indeed, but we need another future for the place.
You've got to make it sustainable.
So what we need to do now, and what we're on with now, is sort of raising the funds to actually purchase the building from the landlord.
What do you need to really kick-start this programme?
We need £500,000 by means of a community share issue. We are currently in the process of selling shares in Portland Works. Anybody, any can, with £100 to spare.
People buying them?
This has been going on for 6 or 7 weeks since the launch, and we're about the £100,000 mark.
Oh, well done.
So we're getting there.
Okay. John was going to bring another 100 grand, wasn't he, John?
Yes, I will.
Still time. We will take an IOU.
As well as campaigning, Stuart is carrying on the tradition of knife making here.
Look at that.
So what?
Can I pick that up?
Of course, yeah, anything.
What kind of knives do you make?
I tend to try and specialise these days in what you might call custom knives, working with the end user to produce their ideal knife, a knife for a specific job.
What about the handles?
You've got there a piece of desert ironwood, which is a wood that we import from Arizona. I mean, some of these materials you'll see there. What that is an example of mammoth ivory, 10,000 years old, excavated from the ice in Siberia.
Seriously?
Goodness me.
Mammoth ivory. Have you ever held a bit of that, John?
No.
Extraordinary.
How do you actually sharpen the knife?
I think what he's saying is, Stuart, he really wants to have a go. Look at him, his eyes lit up when he saw this lot.
Yeah, I mean, how do you turn something like that into a sharp knife?
Start off as a 5mm thickness piece of steel.
Yeah.
And the grinding process that I'm actually working on today reduces that blade edge to about 1 millimetre by means of a hollow grind.
Would it be safe for me to do it?
Can you get it wrong?
Handling knives, you know.
I get a bit noisy, but we'll have a look if you wish.
Right, OK, smash it.
Yeah, come on, off we go, have a look.
My turn now?
Yeah, absolutely, carry on.
So, you tell me if I'm getting it wrong. I don't want to ruin one of your knives. Wow, look at the sparks flying. That's looking pretty good, yeah.
What you can see there is the beginnings of the blade edge.
Yes. Oh, look at this, Jules. The start of a master cutler's career.
That's fabulous. Good to see you've had your nose to the grindstone, John.
For a change.
For a change. Yeah. Now then, I think you should do one of those next.